look, if you want to say generically that the United States is hypocritical because they're criticizing China for doing this and they do it, sure, okay. I mean, if you want to, I don't think a leak like this should be compelled by a reason that pedestrian. A leak like this happens because of this massive overreach on American civil liberties, which again is the legitimate and real leak. So anyways, so here, and then that leads to there's two different interpretations of why the guy's in Hong Kong, of why Snowden's in Hong Kong. And one, which I actually think is the most likely, is that Hong Kong has a really complicated asylum law, which basically means, as far as I understand, that if he applies for asylum in Hong Kong, they have a really long process. So even if they had agreed to extradite him,
it might take months or even years.
It might take even years. So it might be a good place for him to cool his heels. Now, the other possibility, which Robert Baer actually has floated, and I know some people in this audience really like Robert Baer. He's kind of known as a CIA whistleblower. Well, the cyber leak story came out the same day that President Obama was meeting with the new Chinese premier. On the top of that agenda was cyber leaks. Not to mention the fact that China doesn't really appreciate being lectured by us about their human rights and surveillance systems. So the timing is pretty convenient.
You think they will protect him?
So Robert Baer was basically saying that there are people in intelligence that think this is basically a Chinese espionage operation.
Wow,
which is really interesting.
That'd be crazy.
It would be crazy. Now
that'd be movie material.
So I just want to put out.
Well, this is already movie material.
It's already movie material. It doesn't need to have that for it to be movie material. I just want to put out. I think that the first instance is like 99.9% what I think,
but the other one is possible.
But well, Robert Baer is not like a totally illegitimate guy. He's I mean, I actually don't like a number of stuff he's done about Iran or whatever, but he's interesting.
And they could even argue, because I believe I was reading the Hong Kong extradition treaty. Yeah. It says that they could grant asylum to people who are being prosecuted for their political opinion, but things like, hacking or cyber intelligence, that stuff is different, and they would extradite. And this is sort of in the middle, because he could say this is his political opinion. It's why he leaked this stuff, and he's being prosecuted.
Well, and he could even say that the cyber stuff is his opinion that the United States shouldn't be doing it. And frankly, China might really enjoy the PR optics of, we're going to give an American citizen asylum for political oppression and prosecution.
That's true.
So, hey, it's an interesting... And I would give it zero credence, except I think the cyber leak is weird. It doesn't make sense to me. It's not the same type of thing as the other stuff at all.
Hong Kong would be a pretty good place because it's not mainland China, so the Chinese can't say like, oh, we can't control anything here. Well, it's Hong Kong's decision.
Yeah, so we'll see. So I just throw that out there. It's some interesting speculation.
Well, I mean, to me, the ridiculous thing about this is the Obama apologists and the Republican statists who are coming together, and they're agreeing that this guy is a traitor to America. Edward Snowden should be extradited right away and be prosecuted to the fullest extent of the law. I mean, Peter King right away yesterday jumped out and said, extradite him right now. Extradite him. No country should take him in. I believe he said, Edward Snowden said he's trying to get asylum in Iceland. And
right.
I know Birgitta, I can never say her last name.
Oh,
but
don't even try.
She's in the Icelandic parliament, and she said she's trying to get something together.
The woman who worked with WikiLeaks.
But according to Iceland, the only way you could, their law states that the only way you could get asylum in Iceland is if you're in Iceland.
It's not going to happen. They also just elected a conservative government.
But on top of that, there's people calling for Glenn Greenwald to be prosecuted, which is unbelievable. I mean, I think we got Mike Rogers, who's a Republican, calling for
head of the House Intelligence Committee. He called for Greenwald to be prosecuted.
Yes,
I didn't see that.
That's
unbelievable.
I think Feinstein said it too.
Did she say it about Greenwald or him?
Yeah, I think so. No,
Snowden?
Greenwald. No.
And then meanwhile, obviously on the opposite of the spectrum, I think Daniel Ellsberg said that this is the most important
leak of his life. He even said something like, I've been waiting 40 years for someone like him to come along, which that's crazy to say.
That's quite a statement.